long standing claim to get these territories back from them. The other thing, we have unhelpful Gulf regions just around the corner who, in response to your question, are now intervening in our affairs. If I pick up the United Arab Emirates, a rich country, but sadly a dangerous element to the peace and stability, not only of Somali people, but to the whole region. If anybody,
to Syria,
definitely,
to Yemen.
To Yemen. If anybody wants to understand what I'm saying and would like to dispute, just look what happened in Yemen. I mean, it's a human catastrophe engineered by the United Arab Emirates and their masters, whom they take orders from. I think in terms of our country...
Sure who's giving the orders nowadays, that's another matter.
That's another matter. But what I would like to say very quickly, just to mention, United Arab Emirates have been intervening in Somali politics, and they are rival and unhappy about the Turkish involvement in the Somalian affairs. If you remember, the Erdogan 2011 visit to Somalia has changed politics of that. The United Arab Emirates are carrying and implementing an ugly geopolitics, which is to control our nation and to obliterate our people through wars and man-made disasters. I think they tried to get the Somali on their side against Qatar, and they tried to bribe the state with £80 million. Somalia rejected, and after that rejection, we have seen immediately this deadly attack. I think when we talk about the world is making mistakes, I would like to clear to the world that Shabab are just nomadic elements who are in the bushes. And it is impossible to assume that they can carry out these attacks without anybody outside financing them, equipping them, training them, guiding them. So what we need here, I think the deadliest attack in Somalia occurred on the 14th of October. There are intelligence reports suggesting that the initial target that the terrorists meant to destroy was the Turkish base, not far from the area, the military camp. The Turkish have been building Somalia, and they were winning the hearts and the minds of Somali people. They were building right in front of everybody's eyes, hospitals, schools, roads, injecting money to where it was needed. And airports. I think other countries, they were just rhetoric. So what we need here to understand that we have been dying right in front of their eyes since the downfall of Siad Barre regime in 1990s. They could have helped it out with their resources, with their wealth. They didn't do. Now they started to engage. Now they have dubious and unwarranted interference in our region. If you look at the DB deals with the autonomous, semi-autonomous region of Puntland, the agreement they signed with the Somaliland to take the control of the strategic port of Berbera without the consent and the knowledge of our nation is total aggression. So what would happen? The other thing, they have trained militias, which they call it, is an effort to help Somalia stand on its feet and regain control of their country. And they have used those elements which they have trained with their own money for their vicious attacks and to destabilize our region. All I wanted to say, this is an example of United Arab Emirates taking the sword to chop the head of Somalia and to eliminate. So it is up to us to come together, to unify our country, and to stand up to this threat. I think that's one example.